This is Legally Goff, where we mix law, pop culture, and the occasional chaos of real life. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Brooke Goff, lawyer, businesswoman, and professional truth teller. Buckle up, this isn't your grandma's legal podcast. So I was telling you, the reason why we're a little late today is I was in a meeting with a potential new client, with a family. I do this all the time, and the patriarch of the family had passed away in an awful, tragic accident. And, you know, I am there, and I talk to the families, and I always sit there, and I take it so seriously that I have to always speak as if that person's in the room, you know, because I feel like, and I mean, having spoken to you and dealing with you, that is what happens, right? Like they remain in the home. Do you do a lot of things with families that have lost loved ones that are just trying to reconnect with them in certain environments?
Yes. So if you think about how somebody may be in their house, I'll get a lot of emails where people will say they're still here. Are they with me? Can they hear me? Can I need them? Can they need me? And especially if it's something traumatic where you're like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to go next. And you're so used to asking that person what they would want to do. And to speak to a medium means you have to kind of get over the hump too, that you're only going to hear what they would have said in situations like that. When it comes to, it's almost like the blame game. They're gone. Who can I blame? No matter what they do, they're not going to get them back. So that sensitivity and that navigation is something that it's common, especially when there's a traumatic event where you want to blame somebody else. You want to get a feeling that helps the grief subside. And they're reaching out to you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, a lot.
Trust me, it's something I take very personally. I take super seriously.
I can give you an example I recently experienced. So I was away this weekend at a grief retreat, and this grief retreat was specifically for parents, okay? One of the sets of parents that was there lost their son. They were tracking him. He was on his way home. They were all excited to see him. And 2 miles away, it stopped. And they waited 2 minutes because they were all sitting there watching him. And by the father started running a mile away, the car blew up. And his son couldn't get out of the car. So if you can just imagine, this is not just a lawsuit, but like a class action lawsuit. And the first thing he says to me is, does my son think I'm doing the right thing? So it's hard. It's hard. And to look at them, you know, not only do I have to say something as a medium to validate, okay, I'm talking to your son. I feel like he's telling me how he crossed. And what he says to me is, my hands were still on the steering wheel, but the car wasn't moving. So it was like his way of explaining to me how he had crossed. And they said, well, that's exactly what we're going to court for. And so they got their validation in an accurate way, kind of like from his messages. He didn't come through and be scary or anything. It was really, you know, a calm and beautiful connection, and included other things like, weird things happen when I work, Brooke.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there reading these parents, and as I begin to read them, his best friend, who also ran with his dad, called his mom's phone as the reading was going on. So it was like everybody was getting validation at once. It was really beautiful. It makes me want to cry, honestly.
Well, explain
like
that.
I think about those parents.
Explain, like, what does that feel like in the room? Like, you say they're there. Explain what that means.
Okay, so when their son came through, it's like my heart lights on fire. And it's like those are my parents. I feel this like incredible desire to say, you know, oh my gosh, there's my parents. They get really excited. This person in particular put his hands on his dad's shoulders and said, stop running. And so that was kind of how I went into the reading. So everybody's crying immediately. How's that?
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah. I think it's really important for a medium, if they're worth their salt, to get validation immediately to calm the person down so they know that they're not guessing who I'm talking to. They already know. You know, that's really important.
And, you know, we were so excited to talk to you. We didn't even give you your proper intro.
That's
right?
okay.
So
I'm always excited to talk about my work. So I have so many stories.
We are here with somebody who's got tons of accolades that I'm going to let you talk about. The one that sees dead people, right? Like
Yeah,
you
mediumship.
have the sixth sense, right? Therapist, mentor, author, Netflix. We'll talk a little bit about that too. You have your tentacles are everywhere, and you've tried to utilize your space to try to make other people's lives better. It's really cool when you get to go into a business and your business is to make other people's lives better, and at the same time you become more successful in that. But
Thank you.
how long's your wait list right now if people want to see you?
2 years.
Okay, and that's legit.
Yeah, that's one-on-ones.
Yeah, one-on-ones. Yep.
One-on-ones. I do a lot of fundraisers. I try to do a lot of events at libraries. I have a book. If you have a library, tell your library, they'll bring me in. Things like that. I try to say low key. I'm not really your casino medium.
The drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Right, Rebecca LoCicero. So.
Yes.
I think that, number one, I have to say, and I don't want to talk about myself in this podcast, but I was like, I would never go see a medium and I would never go see any kind of psychic. It's scary. I'm from upstate New York. Like, that's scary. And in my world, they call that witchcraft. I'm just being honest. Like,
No,
in my
it's
world.
okay. Witchcraft.
I get married to Angie, my wife, and she's like, oh, I do this. You have to do this. You have to do this. And I'm like, I said no for about 4 years until I'm like, fine. And I go in and I will tell you the one thing I hear from people, and I think a lot of people listening to this will relate to, is they go in to see a psychic or a medium or what have you, and all they get is fed back the obituary that was public. So people research it, and you're like, oh, and you have this person, and they research those people. My experience with you was not like that at all. In fact, I didn't know what to expect. It was during COVID, so I was sitting in your living room. But one thing that was so interesting about my reading that I want to open this up with is you said to me, hey, somebody's standing next to you. And I'm like, nobody's next to me. No, they're not. No, they're not. It's a man. And he's like pushing his way in here. It's a man. And I'm like, I don't know what men, my grandfather. And you're like, no, it's not. It's not. And you used the name and you said you helped him with a case and you're currently helping him with a case. And he wants to tell you, and I won't share because I don't want to get into the case, you said a fact from the case that nobody knows. Nobody knows I rep him. Nobody knows. It's not public. And then you said something where he had said something like, tell everybody I'm going to be okay. I only want them to be okay. And that he's so happy that they chose you because you had a relationship with him. And so he pushed people out of the way to get into the reading. Then I'm like, bullshit. All of this is bullshit. All of this is bullshit. And then you said his name, his first name. And I'm like, because I didn't know who you were talking about. Then I knew. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, did I just open a portal to am I going to hell? Right? So this is my experience with it.
And now she's crazy addicted.
And now I love it. Now I go in and I'm like, what do you think of Vanilla Ice? What do you think of Flavor Flav? How do you like this pot?
I'm
whatever.
Why didn't you call me when they were here?
Yeah, exactly. But my point is, though, I think we need to just address the elephant in the room. And Brian, I know you've seen somebody too at 100%. Points.
I've seen so many mediums and
you and I are in a lot. Yeah, and you and I are in a lot of the same circles. Mm-hmm. And I think what's so important is address the elephant in the room that people say it's not real and it's fake. And you must hear that in your circle all the time, right?
100%. Because I think there's an element that people go, they try someone that might be a casino
what does that mean? Oh, the guy that stands in for an audience of 500.
Like Tyler Henry, but whatever, we'll get over that next.
What did he say? Wait, what'd you say?
I love Tyler Henry, but we'll get over that.
Is he a psychic?
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry. One of those not cool things.
He's like, I don't know.
There's reasons.
They pick audience members out. I
think people also go to psychics that don't necessarily know what they're doing, or
right.
And all of a sudden it gets a bad name.
I actually say casino psychic because, and that's a horrible phrase, and I shouldn't say it that way because it's not just casinos. Large venues that host mediums. A medium is going to read 6 to 10 people in 2 hours. If there's 6 to 10 people in the room, okay, so if there's 30 people in the room, it's 6 to 10. If there's 50,000 people in the room, she's going to read 6 to 10, but she's making $100 per person. So you tell me where and I don't do that, and I still have a waiting list. And I'm not saying that they're not good or they're not real. They're all who they are. Some of them I've hosted at events myself. Some of them I'll back up. Some of them I think are crazy and just in it for the money. Who knows? But that bothers me because then how long are those people waiting to get read? And how much money are they spending? And does the desperation come? And it breaks my heart, really. I try to do as many as I can, and it's not easy. And I think that's why I say casino.
But it makes
psychic.
sense. It makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you get tired, right? I mean,
Yeah, exhausted.
Listen, I've sat with you for a couple hours at a time at times, and I ask you every question under the sun. You're like, Brooke, I can barely stand. We need to reschedule another visit. But,
And then I make you wait.
just like everybody, well, not just like everybody, but I wait some time. I mean, 6 months.
Yeah. Well, that's a policy.
Right. But, well, because you say that it doesn't really make sense to it. So I want to talk about, though, the process. So I think that a lot of people see people that do what you do and they think they're fake. They think that they're frauds. They think all these things. Personally, that's not been my experience with you. I am sure there are people out there that are like that. But in choosing to work with somebody, for you, I mean, the other side, what are things that you look for in potential clients?
Somebody who, as far as like would hire me to go do something.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going to let me bring in other mediums or events or creativity. I love to put on expos around my events. So they say have a headliner, and I'm like, okay, I'll be a headliner, but to what? So I love to present that there's other intuitives and modalities within the metaphysical field. And really somebody who's not in it for the dollar. If I'm going to charge you a certain amount, then, don't make more than me, that kind of thing. I mean, really,
It's true. Yeah.
If you're a nonprofit, of course, I want to, my fee is pretty forward and straight all across the board. It's just basically what are you making off of me? I don't want people to steal from me. It is tiring. It is hard work. And it is kind of like, sometimes I wish people would understand that I'm not a comic show. I'm not a comedian. I'm not a dance monkey dance. Like I do actually have to tune in. And people who I would work for, I would want to make sure that they're not going to be rude. I don't mind a skeptic. Be a skeptic by all means. I love.
You probably
skeptics.
love that, right?
If you go, then you know what it means to go and skeptic,
100%,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But don't pay money to hire me and be a debunker from the beginning. You're kind of like putting a vibe out that doesn't work. You know what I mean? But I'll work anywhere, anytime. I truly believe I can read anyone, anytime, anywhere. So anyone can hire me.
So, question.
Yes.
Sitting in this room right now,
Yes. Oh boy.
are there dead people talking to you right now?
But you just
Sorry,
did
I have
that.
to ask. I have to ask.
I think if you don't
have
ask,
to
it
ask.
doesn't happen.
Don't go too far back.
No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here's what happens. If you say, is there somebody in the room or is there anyone around me? What you have done is you have opened up the energy space that I have been able to see and feel and hear. And with that, anyone who's sitting here thinking of a specific loved one, that's when your loved ones come. People will be like, are they watching me in the bathroom? And I'll be like, are you thinking about them in the bathroom? Then maybe, yeah.
It's such a good point. It's a solid
I
point.
definitely don't
if we're
think about
meditating,
that in the bathroom. I don't
That's
think.
what I'm saying. And not only
Maybe.
that, but if your loved ones are looking at you in the bathroom while you're thinking about them as they would hear, then you're getting a misconception. If they're not looking at what our physical body is doing at that moment, they're looking at what our heart is feeling and what our mind is saying. So it's almost like they're having an emotional and mental telepathic connection to us, not necessarily a physical one.
How'd you find out you had the gift? And wait, we're going to get back to Brian's question in a minute. Because, did you feel anything when he asked you that question about anything in the room?
There's more people here, not just me, but I was just curious.
Can I say yes and not have to read?
Yes.
Okay, then
100%.
yes.
Okay,
I will
okay.
say yes.
Yeah.
I will say I felt somebody in the parking lot. How's that?
Perfect.
Which means somebody was thinking of their loved one as I landed, which was probably the person I text. Just saying. Because
I'd make
that's
all
the
those
person I was
assumptions.
in connection. You would
I'd make all those assumptions.
And now would you make those assumptions because it's true?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to say that it is very true that somebody had a discussion with you, the person who I was texting before I came here, the person who sets this up for us, right? Your assistant?
Yeah.
Okay, and she must have said something to you about someone. And look at you, you're all like, about
Well,
it.
that's just me all the time.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be validation. The person is definitely with me. It happened at that moment, and they've been with me the whole time. And you became a vessel within me, between me and her, to get the hello. And her heartbeat is like going, I can feel it.
We're all going to get emotional now. You know what?
Oh my gosh, don't cry. I'm going to have to get up and hug you if you cry. Please don't do that. Will you hug her? No, she's like, no,
Yeah, yeah.
don't touch me. That's popular too.
I
People get
hugged-
emotional. They're like, don't touch me.
I hugged Catherine one time, and it was like,
Okay, that
Like
makes
she
sense.
did. I'm like, you need a hug, and she didn't know how to hug.
She potentially was just cold.
Oh yeah, maybe it's the cold thing.
Yeah, but
So think of it this way.
So how'd you know you had the gift?
I never didn't know.
So since you were,
I do believe I could see and hear spirit since I could see and hear. I just didn't know how to communicate it. So I'll go really quick, fast forward. I thought it was, and I know it is, discernment of spirit, communion of saints. It's definitely, to me, I was brought up as a religious thing. I went to religious schools. I had religious libraries. When I was 18, I went to a 2-year college. They had a different kind of library. They had a dark corner in the library. It's the first time I ever heard words like medium or psychic, and I'm literally sitting on the floor crying, reading hundreds of books like day after day after day. And I went out and I bought a tarot card deck. I didn't even know it existed. And, well, I didn't really buy it. I came across it by going to another reader. And then everything kind of, when you just have this aha moment and you're like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it always was. And now I had an understanding. However, I had a lot of trouble and now I was playing with it. So then I had a few years of exploration. And then I tried to hold down a real job. I worked at a printing company back when they had printing companies, not online. And I got fired for being too perceptive of my clients' needs. I think I was like 23 or 24. And I would pick up the phone and I'd be like, hi, this is, paper company. How you doing, Hal? Oh, sure, no problem. Click, move them. And I forgot to let them speak. That was back before the,
you
the
sound
whole
like a lawyer.
Yeah, but that was before caller ID. So
Sure. You didn't know who they were.
I did know who they were before.
But that's the thing. You knew who they were because of this gift that you have. So
the vibe was coming.
And you were able to approach that call with, like, do they need this or that? Or do I need to be this way or that way to help kind of comfort them or whatever?
I knew who they were and where they were going without them asking me.
Okay.
So people complained when they called. They're like, she answers the phone and transfers me without letting me say hello. And then I guess I got too friendly. So I got written up and fired.
friendly goes in a bunch of different ways.
Well, there's like 15 people at desks behind this reception desk where I'm sitting at. And you're asking me if there's anybody here. Can you imagine every day? Mm-hmm. It was kind of hard.
You were like, I know what you need, but I can't really tell you what you need.
I couldn't say anything. I couldn't really.
So after that printing job, you're fired. Do you get other jobs? Or do you just start doing this?
Oh, yeah. 1-900 line. Yeah. At this point, I have a 7-year-old.
What's 1-900? Help me understand.
Sex calls.
No, I didn't.
No, is it? I mean, that would actually be genius because if you know what they want to hear, you can get off the call.
Listen, I don't know what number you call.
You can charge for 10 minutes and you can get off the call in 30 seconds. It's perfect.
Okay, I did not work for Miss Cleo, but it was not sex.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
Oh my God! Back then
you didn't have internet, but you had 900 numbers, so people would look in phone books.
I remember Miss Cleo.
Yeah,
Right. Is that who you worked for?
No,
I worked for a company who I believe is still in business. I don't know if I want to name drop because I'm not really sure I'm going to say it correctly, and I wouldn't want like an off skirt of it to hear me. But so what I did was I worked as a waitress because quite honestly that was the best money. I worked for a local Italian joint in the afternoon because my kid was in school. But when my daughter was home, and I had my own condo, and I needed to sustain myself as a single mom. So I signed up for this 1-900 number where if you press 1, you would get a psychic reading, and if you press 2, you would get the sex line.
Oh, there was a psychic.
Yeah.
Who's a psychic?
Okay, you're too young for that.
Yeah.
It's like there was a line you called to see if Elvis is still alive because they had tips
Yeah.
of where he was. Like
So
everything
did you
was
pay for
1-900. Yeah.
You paid by the minute?
Oh,
Is that what happened?
they paid me by the minute. So the company would get paid by their whatever, and then
Bring
I
it
would
back.
get paid by the minute I had them on the phone, and then I would get paid more if they called back.
Were you busy?
Always.
So
I
it's
had
like
to,
a Miss Cleo thing, though.
it
That's what
is.
she did,
It was.
right?
I mean, okay, so let me date myself. This
Yeah.
was 1997.
Okay.
Is that? Yeah,
Fair.
I'd say 98.
That's about Miss Cleo,
Maybe
'cause I was-
99.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, late 90s.
Sure.
But I didn't do it for very long because it was actually really sad. It was a lot of people who had credit cards. So if you think about it, like this is a generation of people that are learning about credit cards and raising a lot of debt in their life because they have issues, and they're causing themselves more issues by using their credit cards to call the. But I was accurate. It was practice. It was practice. I mean, I would literally sit on the phone with somebody and be like, you are sitting at the top of the stairs. You're running your fingers through a purple rug. You're wondering if your mom is next to you. Her name is D, like Dory. And everything would just come out and they'd be like, yes, yes, yes. And after a while, I realized maybe I should do this with people in person. And I started getting out into the community.
Because, especially during the time, now it's more accepted, I feel like. But during the
100%
times
different than it
where
was
you're
then.
talking about, like, at that point, I'm going to be honest, like in the 90s, you're a weirdo.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be
Right?
burned at
Like-
the stake. Are you kidding me? I am
Right.
absolutely
That's
a weirdo.
what I'm saying. Like, you're a weirdo at that point to people.
Full-blown nutcase.
Listen, I'm burned at the stake with you in the 90s because I'm gay. So we're going to be burned together. But my point is, though, like, things have changed. But what a cool thing, though. You realize this thing about yourself. You use it to be like, listen, this is who I am. And you find a way to tune out the hate, and you're like, listen, hate me or love me, you could hate everything I have to say to you, but I'm gonna beat to my own drum.
Yeah.
So at this point,
I am very blunt.
yeah, well, I know. So at this point, you come to terms with, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You go off on your own. Talk to me a little bit about the things that you've done along the way. Then I want to talk about more specific stuff like the Netflix, the books, the this. Like, talk to us a little bit about that. How is it that you have a 2-year wait list? What about your decisions from then to now have a 2-year wait list for you?
Okay.
And you're not only seeing 2 clients a year. So let's hear it.
No, I don't see just 2 clients a year by any means. I literally just put my fingers out into every community that I could. I learned as much as I could. Back then, it started with a psychic medium 101 class at the local high school with a teacher at night, one of those adult eds. By the time I was done with that, I had holistic communities that I was hooking into. I started realizing how many gypsies, shams, psychic blinking lights, witchy people were out there that were full of, what?
Shit.
And yes,
Yep.
I'm allowed to curse.
Yes, I've been cursing the whole time.
There are some real fucking nutcases out there.
Yeah, I bet so. I bet.
And it's scary. So
And
I wrote a book.
And they take people.
They
They
take
give people
people's
bad
money.
advice and they steal their money. It's awful.
I just got an email from a mom and a dad together about their 20-something-year-old son who was told by 2 psychics, I wonder how much money worth, that something was attached to him. And what can I do to help them? And they'll pay anything. So I gave them an appointment at regular price. I insisted they all come in.
Yeah.
And I told them very clearly, nothing can attach to your soul. Get over it. You were bamboozled. And we spent time talking and healing through that. And then I gave them a real reading. But it's like, I wrote a book about this. My book is Living with Messages from Heaven, and it basically says, listen, there's this God perspective or this not God perspective, and there are reasons for a reading and not reasons for a reading.
Sure.
So by putting that out, I wound up liking that. So I did like Blog Talk Radio. Mind you, I raised my kids. I have 3 kids I raised alone. They're all successful adults. And from the book, I wound up doing another collaboration. I wound up going on a cruise with a couple of authors. I'm a people person. If I love you and know you and I think you're a good person, I'm going to promote you. So I did 14 Psychic and Beyond expos yearly in a row. I started at a local hotel. I maybe had 40 or 50 vendors at my first one. My last one I held in 2019, right before the pandemic. There was 265 vendors. It was up at Mohegan Sun in their convention center, and I had a headliner medium come. So it was I love getting out, and that's how people got to know me. The one thing I did that was the most important inside all of this, and I know you understand this a little bit, there's not a lot of opportunities for someone in my line of work to give back.
Yeah, of course.
There's not. And if you latch into something to give back, then it's almost like you've committed to that. And so somehow I found the Forever Family Foundation in 2008. They're a 501c3. They are a nonprofit organization that studies the science and spirit communication and the afterlife. And that's how I got on Netflix. they had a grief retreat, and the people who Breakthrough Films came through, and they wanted to do, they did a documentary called Surviving Death, and they decided to come and film some incredible mediums for 3 straight days. So I'm featured in it. It's not a huge thing. It's huge. Huge
It's
to
not
me.
man. You kidding me?
It's huge because it's aligned with such an incredible organization. Like, I really like this nonprofit, and they certify you, and they don't certify you on your emotional reaction to a reading. They certify you on all your scientific measurements of the facts that you bring through, etc. That's brought me to work with the COPE project, which is at Yale in New Haven. They also they've put me in an MRI. They've put that thing on my head with all the electrodes. They study in their mental health department. They use me as a resource to study how schizophrenics do not have control of the voices that they hear, but mediums do. I've also worked with, I call him Dr. Ed, forgive me for not knowing a last name, but the University of Virginia, their perceptual studies program just put a New York Times article out. I was in that study as well. I had gone down to the university, and they were studying kind of like the feedback and the energetic reactions to reading in a controlled environment. So all of these things, I guess, Brooke, I'm a yes girl.
I mean, a yes when you believe in something, right?
Yeah,
So
if I believe in it, I'll try it. I'll do it for you. Yes.
why haven't we said yes to more TV deals? You can't tell me you haven't been approached. There's no way.
It's true.
I'm sure. So why have you not said yes to that? Here's the thing. There's 2 kinds of psychics.
No.
There's 2 kinds of
don't know. She's
psychics
psychic.
in my world.
I did say no.
Have
I
you
said
seen-
no to A&E.
That's
No, for
legit.
real. I
Have
did.
you
Sorry,
seen,
A&E.
You've seen Beetlejuice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you
Never
know the
trust
old
humans.
crotchety lady that talks like this? That's in the thing with the
I know,
cigarettes.
I know.
That's what most people picture psychics to be. I'm just letting you know. Like the woman that's sitting there stamping for, like they do. They just like, they're like, you are bubbly, you are personality, you are like a lot, and in a good way. And delivery's everything in your work. So why have we said no to A&E? Why are we not seeing you? And like, do they have TV guides anymore?
Probably not. But there's something.
I have YouTube TV. What is that thing called?
YouTube TV. YouTube
What
TV.
is it called?
Isn't it
CTV?
just a
Thingy when you see all the schedule.
The guide. The guide.
So it's not TV. Okay. What about why do I want to see you in the guide for A&E? Why?
I don't know, Facebook channel? There's something like that that's sitting in my box they wanted me to do. Okay, I will admit I have a public access TV show.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't promote it. It's on YouTube. I have
We
34 episodes. You want to know the answer?
I want to know why I
It's
know
because they
A&E.
keep throwing me all these stupid things. A&E wanted me to do some stupid show. They had me, okay. So I open up my computer and I get everything ready, and behind me is a piano. And I'm like, okay, I can't have all this stuff behind me. So I shut the piano keys and I move everything behind me and I wipe off, like I dust that panel where the stuff sits, right? So I turn back around. I'm like, okay, that looks better. And I'm ready. And they get on and they pitch me this show where they want me to be something like, no, I don't know if I should do it.
Go ahead.
Okay. They pitch me something where they want me to read a specific scenario where somebody may move on in their relationship, meaning they've lost a spouse and they want to move on to another spouse. So they want to check in with the medium to see that
Wait,
if
isn't
that's
there a
okay.
chick that does that? Isn't that part of like one of those crazy shows? I think there's
It might
a
be
woman
an
that
A&E.
does
Maybe
that.
if somebody knew.
I don't know.
Or
if there's-
maybe I've seen it in like, maybe it was
Like
like,
a
a Maury
one-time-
Povich thing. It might have
I'm
been.
not
a
going to
Maury
say it
Povich thing.
doesn't happen. I've had many readings where people come in and something like that will come through and they needed that answer or they wanted that answer, and that's great. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. This show was going to edit to make it fit to their narrative.
We don't like that.
No, I do not. Because it wasn't about the outcome of whether, okay, first of all, they want you to be in love. We are here to be loved. We're here to be touched. We're here to be human. If you lose your spouse, they want you to have physical contact. They want it to be healthy. They want it to be loving. They don't want you to do it because they're saying so. They're never going to tell you to go do it. But if you fall in love, that's awesome. How awesome is that, right? So first of all, the answer is always going to be pretty much yes. Like,
Angie better be single for the rest of her life.
you hear that, Angie? Don't
No,
worry.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
We'll talk later.
Okay, pay me before you die then, because
Yeah, we'll
I'll
talk
have
later.
to tell her lies.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
These
We'll
are
talk later.
lies. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Okay, so they always want you to love, right? Oh my goodness. And so I said, okay, they said, well, give us a scenario of a situation that you've read like this. And I said, well, I'm going to ask a question. I said, what if a mother and a daughter died in an accident and the father wants to know if he should move on, and it's the daughter who comes through and says yes. And they said, no, we wouldn't air that. And that's why I said no. Because they wanted it to fit this whole soul relationship thing. So what I do in my show on public access, it's uncut, unedited, and raw mediumship. So I sit down, people come in and sit down, I don't know, and it's 45 minutes of me tuning on, reading, talking about it, and tuning out. It's boring TV.
But do you get a lot of viewers?
I don't know. I try not to focus on it because I just do it because I think that people should understand the process of mediumship. So if they're going to do it, if I'm going to be on TV, it's got to be like HBO, Brooke. Like, I don't give, like, some of the shit I talk about, it's not funny.
Or Netflix. HBO, Netflix, show them something.
Something where I can curse.
Can you curse on HBO? Well, HBO you can, right?
You can.
That's
Yeah,
always
that's
a
what
safe
I'm
one.
saying.
Yeah.
Even Peacock, I feel like you
Netflix
could
curse.
curse.
It's not
Have you
about
seen Love
that.
is Blind?
Yes, I
It's
have. Oh my God,
everything's
Love
out
is like,
now. Everything's out now.
Okay.
So trust me, you can do
Literally
whatever the hell
everything.
you want. Yeah, literally everything.
Okay, let me tell you an example of a reading I would do. I'm in one of these books for the Forever Family Foundation founder, and he put me in the book because all mediums read different. I'm reading this chick who doesn't believe in mediums, and it's random, and she kind of catches me out of the corner, like I'm in an environment, but I shouldn't be reading. And I tell her that there is this dude standing in front of me. He's got his hands on his hips, and he's waving his pecker back and forth, back and forth. And I'm looking at
Sounds
her,
like Brian
and
after
I'm
a
looking at
crazy
this
night
dude.
at the
Sounds
bar.
like a great Saturday night.
It was for him. And then I'm looking at her and I'm saying to her, and I'm like, listen, this guy is hot and all, but I'm watching him like be aroused for you in spirit. Mediums don't talk like this, right? And I know this is the last thing you want to hear.
Oh, I don't care. I mean,
She likes to hear about it. She doesn't want to
I
hear
have
it.
to give.
Okay,
Yeah.
We have to give Brian.
I'm about to give you an
We have to
incredible.
give Brian some entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to give you an
All right.
incredible visual.
Love
you
it.
ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. I said to her, is this validation enough for you? Because the girl is bawling her eyes out at this point. I said, this is like a boyfriend of yours, isn't it? Because I'm thinking of the way he is. She goes, no, it's not a boyfriend. But I'm a tattoo artist, and I tattooed this dude's pecker. And she said, that now I believe you're a medium.
Was his
Oh, he brought
His wee-wee had
this
tattoos?
colorful
oh
tattooed.
like a flag, man?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I didn't know that you could do that.
I don't know.
Now I do.
You can tattoo anything.
So think about how
You should do that.
think
Yeah,
of-
just for fun.
yeah, but
Maybe
No,
a
I mean
logo or
not for
something.
fun. Like Chris's
Oh,
birthday
okay.
next year.
Yeah. Here you go. Look, I got your name
zodiac
here.
sign.
No, not your
Oh, very
name.
good.
Right?
You have to color, like make it all funny colors and stuff.
I mean,
How it looks when you get old, though.
I don't know. Well, it was like
not.
Then it
was-
looks like
I think
camouflage.
it was, honestly, I think it was a rosebud.
I wouldn't be my
Okay,
first
we can
choice.
change
Yeah,
topic.
yeah, I wouldn't be my
Probably
first
wouldn't
choice.
have done the rosebud.
I'm saying it to the extreme because here's somebody who at that point in time really wanted to believe, really needed to believe, and absolutely wouldn't. I would say a skeptic borderline to a debunker. And here I am bringing through something mediums wouldn't normally talk about. And so it was able to go in anyway into this guy's book because every medium is different. I know mediums who won't read traumas. They'll only read illnesses or like sweet things. And I know other mediums who specialize in, reading something that would align with suicides or align with, casework and things like that. I volunteer for the survivors of homicide. Put yourself in that group. That's, I'm sitting in front of 25 people and all of them are already pissed off. So I'll read anyone. None of my clients are coming to me none of my clients for mediumship are coming to me without grief of some kind. So I don't have any desire other than to make them realize their people are okay so they can be okay. That's what I did for this chick.
So I have a question.
This tattoo
Is
artist.
casework considered stuff like the Folos Doulos thing? Like, where's
It's
the body?
so weird you just asked that question. The question that was going to
The whole
come out
time,
was,
like-
have you ever worked with do you work with police departments?
Yeah.
I would totally like be all
all
over you.
excited.
Yeah, so I'll tell you.
No,
Yeah.
but you like.
I'm just
We're
I'm curious.
weirdly connected in some
I'm
ways.
curious what that is.
Yeah.
Have you done that? Could you do that? Like, how does that work?
There's dead people in the room, by the way. Sorry, I have to just breathe. I look at you,
Are they
I see
on me?
her and her.
You look at who and see who and who.
That's her two personalities. That's Catherine. She has two
Yeah, I know.
personalities.
She has both personalities.
They're both here today. Thank you for sitting.
She's so cute.
What does the woman look like?
That's what, sitting with her?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that there's other energy there. Yeah. Was it a female you were hoping to hear from? Is it like a mom or a mom's mom, or is it mom? Mom. Yeah. Your mom's been sitting with you since I got out of my car. She doesn't like my music. I don't know what to say. Sorry.
No, don't be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Catherine, can I just ask you, with your mom coming through, is there an F name or something along those lines, like a Fran, he, Fran? Okay, I understand. Sometimes F can sound like F or PH, like a Phil, Freely. Does this make sense? Can you tell me who that's connected to?
Well, the sound of P.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's Patricia.
Okay, she's got the P connection. Please understand that. Okay, so I understand. So are we Pat or Patty or Patricia or Trisha or Trisha?
Trisha, yeah.
Okay, that's why she didn't want to give me the P. She was trying to move it over. She tells me about springtime. She tells me about April. She tells me how beautiful things are. She says that, and you're getting hot in between us, aren't you? It gets warm.
Well, I know some of the stuff you're talking
Yeah, it gets.
Brian's always hot.
about. Yeah. I turned these.
But you're okay. Do you need my fan? Like, she talks about you in your journal. She says that she thinks that she's seeing you write to her or give her messages in your journal. Do you understand this? So you must have either written something recently about her, or you're reading something she wrote to you recently. Does this make sense to you? It's like you hold it close to you. Does this? Yes? Okay, and she's just hugging everything right now. So I think I'm haunting your house right now. She's in heaven, don't worry. People don't get stuck, by the way. You die, you hit where you're supposed to go, you realize how awesome it is, and that's where you gain your powers to come back down here and haunt people. That's what she wants to do. You must have her plants or her flowers that bloom at all these weird times. Did you steal these from the funeral? Because you were like, bitches, you ain't getting any of my shit. These are all mine. You brought everything home, right?
My mom was a florist.
Okay. I completely forgot what the boss girl over here was talking about, because your mother doesn't care. She doesn't care where we are. She doesn't care what we're doing. She says, if I have an opportunity to say I love you, I'm going to say it. She says, in the last 3 years, you have changed so much. Like, she goes right down to the number 3 repetitively. Do you understand this? She wants to say hi to siblings. So you have siblings? And she says, no, Rebecca, you're wrong. So does she have a sister here? Yes, because she wants to say hi to her sibling. Not that she doesn't like her kids. They're fine. They're all doing fine. And she kind of rolls her eyes. Do you have a brother? No? Okay, so does she have the brother then? Is he there with her? Okay, so she's kind of rolling her eyes because here he comes to say hi to his family as well, which is you. Okay, they're slowing down. The number B. That's not a number apparently, but B, right? Bob is your brother? Thank you. He's literally pulling your mom, saying not right now. So meaning, come on, Mom, you're interrupting, like laughing, like he's trying to be in control. Your mom's going, I don't care. He's going, Mom, come on. Wow, okay, so now I have 2 in the room.
Oh, my Uncle Bob, too.
Amazing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was kind of short, sweet, and fun.
Oh, thank you.
It's his fault.
Thank you.
He asked the question.
I asked about Fulos Dulos, but he didn't pop up and tell us where.
We don't want to know that one. Don't read that one. Don't read that question.
I kind of want to know where he is.
No, I don't. I don't want to know anything about photo studios.
Can I? No, we don't. I will tell you no, we don't. Really, for real, we don't.
Really?
Nope.
This is my answer on casework, short and sweet. I did casework in West Hartford. And the person in West Hartford said to me, or Hartford, West Hartford. And the person.
Very different places, Rebecca.
No, it was Hartford.
Okay,
but-
good. Yeah, well, very
No,
different
I'm
places.
sorry.
West Hartford.
It was a West Hartford authority. I'm not going to say where or what branch, who brought me into Hartford to work.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that person said to me when they picked me up in an unmarked car and brought me to the back of the building, they said, We will use you and we will refer you. But if we ever hear you have talked about anything, we will never talk to you again.
Fair. I think that's fair.
And so fast forward, this particular person passed away, and his family member was cleaning out the house or cleaning out his office and picked up a file, and my car flew out onto the floor right in front of them. And so they reached out to me, which is the only reason why I'm even willing to tell you that part of that story is because he's rest in peace.
I would think that you guys should be utilized a lot more from law enforcement. That's all I'm going to say.
We do. I think we do.
I think there's a lot of skeptics, though, in law enforcement.
Yes. Well, then they, which is why from what I understand, we can't testify in court. So it's kind of like something where you can't, to use me could cause lawsuits or confusion. So my stance is I will only work if the family and the authorities work with me at the same time and together. Otherwise, I won't do it.
I want to touch on something else, though. So your car has a story.
Oh, I have the best car.
And you have the car that every medium psychic should have.
I do agree.
All right. So let's go.
All right. I went to the Chevy Buick dealer in Rockville in 2020 with a blue Chevy Trax. I was like, trade in heaven. Let's go. Take my car. I didn't know what I wanted. And I'm driving around. I saw nothing. And I came home kind of disappointed. I couldn't afford a Cadillac. Kind of wanted a Buick Regal because I grew up with Buicks. My mother and father had Buicks their entire life. I'm like, I am going to do this for myself. I worked hard. Give me a Buick. I go home and go online, and here is a 2018 Buick Tourex wagon Regal. And I'm like, what? I mean, this car was affordable, and it had exactly 50,000 miles. I'm like, okay, it's an Amazon Prime leftover. I am taking this wagon. I want this wagon. I don't care.
That's fantastic.
I thought maybe it was a florist. I didn't know. I just knew that it was a wagon and it was a Regal. And it's like one of the only Buicks made in Germany. They don't, it's an imported car, like the whole 9 yards. I'm like, I am spoiled, right? I turn around, I get back in my Chevy Trax. I drive directly down. I look at the sales girl and I say, I want this car. She goes, it's not here. I was like, what do you mean? It's on your website. She goes, no, it's not going to be here till Wednesday. Why don't you come back Wednesday? We'll start the paperwork. I said, listen, I'm a psychic medium. I'm a gig worker. I know what this is going to look like on paperwork. Let's buy it now. Let's start this paperwork. Let's get this rolling. And so Wednesday, when the company drops it off, I can have it. She thinks I'm insane. Without looking at the car, like, you don't want to. I'm like, no, I'm just going to take it. I said, I feel this. I need this car. Wednesday comes. I get this car. I drive away. I put some vanilla ice on.
Ice baby.
Well, might not have been that one, but yes. And my car freaks out. Like, I can energetically feel this car, who has a Bose stereo system. It has racks up the back. The seats go flat. There's a sunroof that goes all the way back. I mean, you could take this thing camping with dogs. It's gorgeous. Rides perfectly. All leather. I'm like, I got the best car on the planet, right? The car starts vibrating, and I'm thinking to myself, oh no, who the fuck died in this car? And I'm like, okay, we're good. So I put on a little bit of different music, and I'm driving home. And I get home, and I look at the car, and I feel like it's home. I feel like this is the most perfect car. I'm nobody knows I have it. Now it's black. It's a low rider. I'm like, we're in, right? A week later, I'm at a group, and this woman says to me, so how do you like your new car? I'm like, how do you know? Like, this is my baby. This is my secret. Oh, I work at the dealership. Do you know whose car you got? And now I'm like, okay, I'll find out. Tierney Funeral Home. I bought Tim Tierney. Shout out. He had purchased in 2018 as the lead car for the Tierney Funeral Home, this black hearse. And when the pandemic hit, it was airport transport. No wonder it didn't like all the heavy beats.
Do you still have it?
Oh, yeah. It's in the parking lot.
Are there like spirits in it?
Well, her mom came with me.
Oh, you mean, I see. I got you.
I don't feel like it's haunted. Of course not. No. But can I tell you what I do feel from my heart? It was a gift. I think about all that I do and like where I go and how much I put into it and try to be really good. I can't imagine. I mean, Tierney Funeral Home's in Manchester. I'm in Vernon. Like, I can't imagine how many of my clients were in my car, dead or alive.
Or how many of those people you read that were coming in.
Yeah.
You also are a big sign person, right?
Yes.
Like huge.
Huge.
Wildest sign you had told someone that they would get. Wildest one.
Oh, this poor lady. I tell her her story all the time. She had lost a brother. So you and a brother, right? So she loses a brother and she comes to me and she doesn't get signs from him. Now, our most popular sign, what do you think the most popular sign is? Like cardinals? People say cardinals.
Some people say cardinals. I don't know. My mom always says cardinals.
Okay. Butterflies?
Someone
what about
said
you?
nickels.
Nickels.
Right.
I've heard nickels.
Dimes?
Pennies. Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of these
But I heard
things.
cardinals are
No.
amazing luck.
Yeah, cardinals, or sometimes people will see an animal or an animate object or a song will come-
Hummingbirds. That's another one. Hummingbirds. There
yeah.
you go. That's the one I've heard of. That's it.
So she's sitting there and she's saying to me, what can my brother send me as a sign? And I see him send me and tell her a deflated red balloon. I'm like a deflated red balloon. And I said it, and not just once. I said it over and over and over again to her, like I was almost like I was pushing it. And she's mortified. I'm like, yeah, you're going to get a deflated red balloon. Her reading was at the beginning of February. She went to the dentist or the doctor's office or something, and she goes to get out of the car, and she looks out the driver's window, and here's coming across the parking lot, bouncing across the parking lot, a deflated red balloon. It comes right up to her window, and it says, I love you. It was from Valentine's Day.
It's awesome.
Chick freaked. I would have freaked. I did freak. She let me know. I freaked. I put it in my book because I thought, like, what? I'll tell you another story. Is that another one?
Yeah,
Okay.
one more. Yeah,
okay,
okay,
one
one
more. This one's extremely recent.
I love recent. That means I haven't heard it.
Yes. She's so funny.
You guys haven't heard it? I haven't seen it on Netflix?
Nope.
The Warrens
Nope.
didn't? It wasn't a Warren show?
Oh, yeah. Well, before,
bringing
I
that
know
up.
we're hitting time. But
No, that's okay. I'm going
we
to be
got
at
to talk
the
about
Warrens.
Annabelle real quick,
I'm
real
at-
fast.
This week, okay, last November, I went to a craft fair and I bought 60 ceramic worry stones. I found them. I brought them with me to California this weekend to do a grief retreat. I've met this grief retreat with 50 parents who lost children. We do 3 groups. By the 3rd group, the mediums, we all ask our attendees, is there anyone who hasn't been read? There's this one woman, a little peanut of a woman, and everybody in the group is pointing at her, and she's sitting there, and she hadn't been read. Now, if you are watching everybody for 3 days, all their children are coming through. This woman is sitting there. Her child hasn't come through yet. And so I pass around this box, and I'm giving everybody a piece of ceramic. So it's my last group. These are the last people. She's the last person to take a ceramic piece out of this box, a little worry stone. And so I do this reading, and I bring it through her son, and I give her validation, and I say, is there anything you need to know from him? And she says, does he see me tossing ceramics? And I look at her, and I'm like, do you realize that not only does he see it, but he had me purchase them last November and bring them here, and you are holding a piece of ceramic specifically for you. And apparently he is the one who influenced me to bring 60 pieces of ceramic worry stones for all of the attendees at this event. And she looks at me and she says, November? And that was a connection as well. So it's almost like when I give somebody a sign, or if I give somebody a reading, sometimes the message and what I love the most is that I'm not there, or it's not about me. I just went and bought ceramic rubbing stones. I thought it would be nice to give little gifts to everybody in all these groups. Little did I know that this woman needed to be read with me in my group, the last group, as I'm handing her a piece of ceramic. And it's just, you can't make that shit up.
You can't turn it off.
No.
The last question I have is, what's that?
Annabelle?
Matt Rife?
Matt
Rife.
Rife
Okay,
bought it,
what's
yeah.
the
What's
fucking
up, Matt
deal?
Rife?
Is this legit though? Like, is this Annabelle thing legit? Like, I wouldn't go any fucking where near it. I wouldn't go near it. That thing. I don't even want to live in the same state as that Annabelle doll.
You do.
Does.
Yeah, you do.
What
It's
do you
in
mean?
Monroe.
I know. I don't want to
Monroe.
pretend like it's not here. Like that shit scares me.
Okay, right
That's
now.
up at 3:00 today. It's gonna be right here.
No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
not. Leave it in the
It's in the
hearse.
wagon.
Leave it downstairs in the
Buckled in
hearse.
my back seat.
Leave it in the fucking hearse. Don't bring that shit up here. So talk to me about this Annabelle business. So is it legit? And is Matt Rife now like I come to your office, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about buying rights to this doll. What are you telling me?
Crazy, right?
Don't fucking do it, right?
I would tell you no.
Good.
I would
Okay,
tell you
fair.
no. Can I also tell you, like, I'm not trying to debunk anything because I definitely wouldn't debunk the energy of that doll. But I would say don't have fear because objects that have that reputation feed on your fear.
Good thing I'm not anywhere near it.
Right, exactly. That's great. And don't go near it. I don't really feel like that can touch me. I have some sort of I have a discernment of spirit. So I can feel when it's love, and we are love. And I can feel when it does not vibrate that way. So when it doesn't vibrate that way, I can see it, hear it, feel it, but I don't have to bring it in or bring it around. And I guess I think I can push it the fuck away too. I
can
kind of
tell
feel
you
like I got that power.
What I've heard is there's not love around the doll. I'm
No.
just in case you're looking
No.
for some feedback.
Yeah.
In case you
Or dating, doll's not
Yeah,
interested.
I've definitely have heard that. I don't know. It could be a rumor.
Oh.
Would you go stay overnight in that fucking house?
Oh my God, no.
Hell no.
No, but
I'm-
it's going
I'm-
to turn into an Airbnb, I heard.
Yeah,
So,
it is. but-
No. It is an Airbnb right now, but is only this way for a little while. And then they're going to be removing all of the items and making like an Ed and Lorraine paranormal investigation museum. You know, quite
I like the
Locally?
Airbnb idea better. If you're a
well,
freak-
that's where it is right now. You can go in and like be in the house and stuff like that, but you can't keep that up. It's in a neighborhood. I mean, these people, Ed and Lorraine Warren, she was an incredible medium. She was, she was around when I was younger, and they did a lot of work to try to investigate and bring some clarity. I'm not going to say that they were the best or the end all and be all. I don't even know all of the information. Nobody could. They did so much. But there has to be information presented out there. They have to, Ed and Lorraine Warren, they used to go and talk at universities and give lectures and stuff back in the day. So I kind of feel like maybe I'll hear from Lorraine and Ed while I'm there instead of just
then we'll have you back
haunty
on
stuff.
and you can talk about it.
Well, we'll have to ask Matt Rife to join me so I have permission.
Matt-
One of those people have to, like, somebody else has the, have the
Matt
footage.
and I
but
would get along so, and Brian, oh my God, we would have a great time.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should have Matt Rife with her next
He's
to
pretty
her. That might
attractive,
be
though.
in
He's
trouble.
pretty attractive.
Yeah, next to me, not him.
Oh, okay.
That's the problem.
He'd have to sit over there.
All right, well,
I'd get divorced.
I have
No,
to tell you.
I'm not a paranormal medium. I don't get into that kind of stuff. If anything, I feel like most of the investigations people have asked me to come on, I've ruined the haunted house by being like, oh, there's your grandmother, or oh, there's your cousin, and it's not haunted anymore.
This was awesome.
Thanks.
I want to say thank you. This is one segment I look so forward to doing. I want to bring you back on at some point. Like I know you to your wait list, hopefully before then, so we can talk about some of the cool things you're working on.
Great.
And hopefully A&E hears this and they're like, listen, we're going to give the woman what she wants.
Oh my gosh, that was many, many moons ago, by the way. It was like,
And the people
Can I
that
tell
want to
you?
hate, don't listen. You can say it, fuck off, right? Isn't that what you always say?
yeah, fuck off.
The people that are so interested are going to be at this with bating breaths because I'm telling you, everything you've said is so interesting. So
love it.
we're good. Let's wrap.
Thank you.